الهدى يا شهر
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معاصيك، ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك، ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا. اللهم متعنا بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقوتنا ما أحييتنا، واجعله الوارث منا، واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا، وانصرنا على من عادانا. اللهم لا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا، ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا، ولا تسلط علينا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا. وصل اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد، والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تجعل نياتنا صافية لوجهك، وأن تيسر لنا الخير أينما كنا وحيثما توجهنا، إنك على كل شيء قدير. نوينا لله تعالى. Inshallah, we will continue from where we left off in our brief explanation of the text of Al-Qadi Abu Shuja'. May Allah have mercy upon him. فهذا الفصل في بيان النجاسات وإزالتها. This chapter pertains to clarifying filth, different types of filth, and cleaning it or removing the filth. والنجاسة لغة الشيء المستقذر. Linguistically, najasa or filth refers to something revolting, repulsive, or disgusting. وشرعا, and religiously, كل عين حرم تناولها على الإطلاق، يعني من قليله وكثيره، حالة الاختيار مع سهولة التمييز، لا لشرفها ولا لاستقذارها ولا لضررها في بدن أو عقل. So religiously, the definition of the filth or of filth is every substance that is absolutely forbidden to consume, whether a lot or a little bit, under normal circumstances, while easily distinguished, and that prohibition is neither due to its honor nor its disgustingness or its repulsiveness, nor due to its harm to the body or mind. This is how some scholars define the filth. فقال القاضي أبو شجاع, may Allah have mercy upon him, رحمه الله تعالى رحمة واسعة, وكل مائع خرج من السبيلين نجس. So Al-Qadi Abu Shuja, may Allah have mercy upon him, he said, every fluid that exits from the two private parts, that's the front and the back private part, is filthy. كالبول, like urine, والدم, blood, والقيح, or pus, والغائط, or feces, والودي, or the fluid that comes out of the urethra due to one straining, for example. والوذي, and the fluid that comes out due to the front private part. Usually when one is aroused, it is sometimes referred to as the pre-ejaculation fluid or the pre-ejaculatory fluid. قال, then Al-Qadi Abu Shuja says, إِلَّا الْمَنِي, except for mani. And this is something we've spoken about briefly previously, that in the madhab of Imam al-Shafi'i, the ejaculatory fluid, the reproductive fluid, common that exists in a man and a woman. For the man, it is usually referred to in English as semen. This fluid, according to al-Shafi'i, is not najis, is not filthy. يعني من آدميا, that is the mani from a human being. لقوله تعالى وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. And this is based on the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ, which means Allah has certainly honored the children, the offspring of Adam. So Al-Imam al-Shafi'i, he used this as evidence to say that the origin of the human being, which is the reproductive fluid, the mani of the man and the woman, is not filthy. And in addition to that, وَلِحَدِيثِ عَائِشَةَ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى عَنْهَا وَعَنْ أَبِيهَا, is the hadith of Aisha, may Allah accept her good deeds and the good deeds of her father, الَّذِي أَخْرَجَهُ مُسْلِمٌ, which was documented, hadith which was documented or narrated by Imam Muslim, rahimahullah ta'ala, أنها قالت, that Aisha, she said, وَلَقَدْ رَأَيْتُنِي, she said, certainly I remember أفركه من ثوب رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فركا فيصلي فيه. She said, I remember scratching it out or off of the clothing of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and then he would pray in it. That is mani that came from sexual intercourse. This is what Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha said. And the evidence in this is that had it been filthy, then she would have not merely scratched it off or rubbed it off after it was dried, but rather she would have washed it. Because if it was filthy, then scratching it off after drying would not be sufficient. ولو كان نجسا لم يكفي فركه. وعلى القول الراجح مني حيوان طاهر أو مني حيوان طاهر. And according to the wakeful saying, so there is difference of opinion about this, the mani of the animal is pure. غير كلب, except for the mani of a dog, وخنزير, or the mani of a pig, وما تولد منهما, or the hybrid pig dog or dog pig, whatever it would be called technically. أو من أحدهما مع حيوان طاهر, or the offspring, the hybrid of one of them. So a pig hybrid or a dog hybrid. If a pig made it with a goat, or a dog made it with a wolf, then the offspring would be filthy, and the mani of that offspring would also be filthy. ثم قال, then Al-Qadi Abu Shuja, may Allah have mercy upon him, says, وَغَسْلُ جَمِيعِ الْأَبْوَالِ, yani washing all urine, that's all types of urine. وَاحْتَجَّ لِنَجَاسَةِ الْبَوْلِ, and the evidence that urine is filthy, بِحَدِيثِ الْأَعْرَابِي, is the hadith of the Bedouin, الَّذِي بَالَ فِي الْمَسْجِدِ, who urinated in the masjid, حيث أمر رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, and the Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم ordered بصب ذنوب من ماء عليه فصبه. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam ordered that a dhanub, which means a bucket full of water, be poured over it, the spot where that Bedouin had urinated in the masjid. And so they poured water over it. روى هذا الشيخان, this was narrated by the two sheikhs. والذنوب بفتح الذال الدلو المملوء. As we said, the dhanub with a fatha on the dhal, not dhunub, but dhanub, is a bucket which is full. So a bucket which is full. وقال النووي رحمه الله تعالى, and Al-Imam Al-Nawawi, may Allah have mercy upon him, he said, وفيه إثبات نجاسة بول الآدمي. In it is the confirmation that the urine of a human being is filthy, is najis. وهو مجمع عليه, and this is something which is agreed upon. And there's no difference of opinion about the urine of a human being being filthy. ثم قال القاضي, then Al-Qadi Abu Shuja says, والأوراث أي الغائط, he said, and feces. So what is he saying? The washing of all types of urine and feces. ونجاسة الغائط حجته مع الإجماع قوله صلى الله عليه وسلم لعمار, the evidence that feces is filthy, in addition to the consensus on the matter, is the saying of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam to Ammar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu wa an abihi wa ummihi. May Allah accept his deeds and the deeds of his mother and father. إنما تغسل ثوبك من البول والغائط. He said to him, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to Ammar that you wash your clothing, or you wash urine and feces from your clothing. So this indicates that it is filthy. ورواه البزار والطبراني. This hadith was narrated by Al-Hafiz al-Bazzar and al-Tabarani. قال رحمه الله. So then Al-Qadi Abu Shuja, he says, wajibun. So the washing of all urine and feces is obligatory. It's wajib. وكيفية غسل النجاسة, and the way of washing filth varies. It depends on the type. And filth can be categorized in different ways. From one point of view, there is heavy filth, light filth, and medium filth. The heavy filth is like the filth from a pig, for example. This is all within the school of Ash-Shafi'i radiyallahu ta'ala anhu wa rudah. So the heavy filth is like the filth of a pig. The light filth is like the filth of an infant boy, which we will talk about. The medium filth is all of the other types of filth. And this is a summary. So heavy filth is not merely only the filth of a pig. I'm just summarizing. Another way of categorizing filth is into two types. The filth which is detectable and the filth which is not detectable. One might refer to that as virtual filth. وكيفية غسل النجاسة العينية, the way of washing the detectable filth, وهي التي تحس بإدراك لون أو طعم أو ريح لها. The detectable filth is the filth which can be sensed. Its color, its taste, or its smell can be detected. It can be sensed. تكون بزوال عينها بجريان الماء ومحاولة زوال أوصافها من طعم أو لون أو ريح. So the way of cleaning, removing the detectable filth is by allowing water to flow, to run over the filth until its taste, color, or smell is removed. فإن بقي طعم النجاسة ضر. If the taste of the najasa remains, then this affects the situation. That is, the najasa is not completely gone, because the fact that the taste remains is an indication that the filthy entity still remains, even if you cannot see the color of it. وَإِنْ عَسُرَ زَوَالُهُ, and if removing it is difficult, أَوْ بَقِيَ لَوْنٌ أَوْ رِيحٌ. So, if one ran water over the filth, and what remained was the taste of the filth, then the filth still remains. The spot which one is cleaning is not considered pure. فإن عسر زواله لم يضر وإلا ضر. Now, as for the removal of the color and the smell, if it is difficult to remove the color or the smell, then this will not have an effect. Yani one washed and they washed and they washed and they washed, and there was a permanent stain. One cannot get the stain out completely. This will not have an effect. This will be overlooked. However, if it's easy to remove the color and easy to remove the smell, it might take some effort, but it can be done. Then this will have an effect. The clothing or the spot that one is washing will still be considered filthy. وَضَابِطُ الْعُسْرِ, the precise statement regarding, or precision, when it comes to whether something is difficult to remove or not, أن لا يزول ذلك بالحط بأطراف الأصابع مع الماء 3 مرات. It is that these attributes of the filth are not removed by rubbing, that is, scrubbing the clothing, for example, together. One does like this. This is called hat, to scrub it together with the fingers, with one's hands, along with water, along with using water 3 times. Along with using water 3 times. So based on that, one would know whether it is difficult to remove the stain or not. أما إن كانت النجاسة لا تحس فهي المسمات بالحكمية. Now, if the filth cannot be detected, one does not see any color nor smell, and there's no taste of the filth, then this is what's called the virtual filth, the najasa hukmiya, the undetectable filth. فيكفي جري الماء على الموضع المتنجس بها مرة واحدة. In this case, it is enough for one to run water. So we're not talking about wiping, but to run water over the spot that was contaminated with filth at least once. ثم استثنى المصنف رحمه الله تعالى من الأبوال. Then Al-Qadi Abu Shuja, may Allah have mercy upon him, he exempted from the urine, not the feces, but the urine, بقوله, by his saying, إلا بول الصبي الذي لم يأكل الطعام. He said, except for the urine of the male infant, the male child, infant, or up to a certain age, who has not eaten food. لم يتناول وهو دون الحولين. That is the child who is less than 2 years old and has not eaten مأكولا, food, ولا مشروبا, nor drink, للتغذي, to become satiated, full. كالخبز, like bread. He hasn't eaten any bread. ولو مرة واحدة, even if he didn't eat bread and became full of the bread once. وإن عاد إلى اللبن, and he went back to afterwards drinking milk. So, for example, an infant child who is a male, this does not apply to the girl, the female baby. If this baby is breastfeeding, for example, and has not been given table food to eat, so that's not necessarily a bowl of chicken and rice. It could be some, mashed up peas mixed with applesauce and carrots. It could be something like this. So they weren't given table food or some minced up baby food. They're only breastfeeding. The urine of this child, male, who's only been breastfed, has a different rule from the urine of everyone else. Now, if the child was given some food, maybe they sucked on a carrot a little bit, they ate a small piece of a carrot, they were given a piece of a date, and it doesn't satisfy them, only a piece of a date. They didn't become full off of it. What they get full off of is drinking milk. Then that small amount of food would not have any effect on this ruling. فقال القاضي فإنه أي بول الصبي يطهر برش الماء عليه. He said that the urine of this male infant or male child who's less than 2 years old, who's only been fed milk or being breastfed, they may have eaten a small amount of food, but not enough to become full off of. Their urine is cleansed, is removed by being sprayed with water. بحيث يعمه الماء ويغمره بلا شرط سيلانه. And this is by the spraying of the water over it, covering all of the urine. So if there was a spot of urine on a piece of clothing, on the changing table, or on the mattress of a bed, for example, or on a blanket, one can spray water over it, but the water that they spray over it covers the whole spot, not just a part of it, but the whole spot. And it's not a condition to run water over it. It's not a condition. Spraying water over it is enough. لِقَوْلِهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. And this is based on the saying of the Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم, يغسل من بول الجارية, that the urine of the baby girl is washed, ويرش من بول الغلام, and the urine of the baby boy is, that could be a toddler, but as we said, less than 2 years old, is the urine of the boy, the infant boy, toddler boy, baby boy, is sprayed. ورواه أبو داود والحاكم. This hadith was narrated by Abu Dawood and Al-Hakim. وكلام المصنف رحمه الله تعالى تقتضي أنه يكفي الرش مع بقاء أصافه. And the statement of Al-Qadi Abu Shuja, may Allah have mercy upon him, dictates that the spraying of the water on the urine of the baby boy, according to the conditions that we mentioned, even if the attributes of the urine remain. So what are the attributes of the urine? The color, the taste, and the smell. So what's apparent from his statement is that spraying water over the urine of this infant boy is enough, even if the color, taste, or smell remain. وجرى عليه الإمام الزركشي في اللون والريح. And Al-Imam al-Zarkashi was of the opinion that this applies to the color and the smell if it remains. وَالْأَوْجَهُ خِلَافُهُ. However, what is more weightful, the opinion which is more weightful, is the opposite of that. That the color, the taste, and smell would also be need to be removed even by the spraying of the water. فَكَلَامُهُمْ مَحْمُولٌ عَلَى الْغَالِبِ مِنْ سَهُولَةِ زَوَالِهِ. So their statement would be interpreted according to the norm, what usually happens in most cases, which is that the merely spraying of the water on the urine of the male boy, again, not the female, this usually removes the attributes of the filth, the color, the taste, and the smell, because of the characteristics of it. This will easily remove it in most cases. وإلى هنا بإذن الله تعالى. Inshallah, we will stop here for today, and we will continue tomorrow with the help of Allah. Wallahu subhanahu wa ta'ala a'lam wa ahkam, and Allah knows best. Allahumma samihna wa'fu anna waj'alil Qur'ana rabi'a qulubina wa nuran li absarina wa jawarihina ya arhamar rahimin waghfir lana ya rabbi fa innana mu'minun. La ilaha illallah. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. رب اغفر لي وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات. وبارك الله فيكم وبكم ولكم، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
يا شهر الخيرات والإحسان والبركات يا رمضان.